So I already told you that all Apple devices, they are accessible. So if you go with your own devices to the settings, you will find accessibility features, and you can turn on voiceover. And what happens? It starts to speak to you. So you can use your finger to select options on a screen, and whenever you double tap the screen, it runs that action. So blind people, they have actually the screen blanked, so it's totally black. They just listen what it says. But like I said, this is a screen reader, so you need to use your hands as a remote controller. But that's not possible in this kind of situation. So when blind people is going out, he needs to have white cane on a hand or guide dog, etc. So we need hands-free solution. And that's what I have built. Can you turn it a little bit down so I can, yeah. Okay, so Blindsquare uses GPS and then it grabs data, open data around you. So it uses Foursquare as a point of interest database. As you know, people around the world are playing a game called Foursquare, checking into places. But they're actually leaving hints which places are the best ones. And it's very important when I'm turning all data into speech, I need to know exactly what is the most important information I would tell to person. And it's the locals playing the game of Foursquare that actually provides that gaming data that I can use. Then we need information about streets. There is OpenStreetMap, so I can get addresses, intersections, etc. And I turn that as all that to augmented reality, but I use audio, not video. You have all seen augmented reality apps that shows on top of the video what's around you, but I'm using rich audio. And then I can provide navigational information. For example, you can ask, guide me to the home. There's also other sources. I tap into public transportation data. I tap into Uber taxi services, all kind of services. For example, Waze was mentioned. This integrates to Waze, so Google Maps, Apple Maps, everything that is now accessible. And maybe I can give a short demo.
Search places. Voice over on. Blindsquare. Search button.
So blind people are.
Tori. About 46 meters. Building, Cinematalo. About 18 meters. Convention Center, Finlandia Talo. 450 meters at 8 o'clock.
Speech off.
Then I can swipe my finger.
Tools button. Foursquare button. Other button. Filter announcements all button.
I double tap.
Current filter is all. Double tap to select a. Blinds all. Picker item adjustable. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value. Streets only.
So I selected that I want to hear only streets. And then I go back to
Back
the main.
button.
And
Search button.
then I say
Double tap to perform a search.
Speech on. Your location. Nearest crossing is Toalala Dengpatu, Alvaralan Kuya, and Ierawerkan Katu. Distance about 55 meters at 11 o'clock. Shake your iPhone to check enter red apple. Nearest address is Ierawerkan Katu.
Swarm notification. Swarm. Last time you were in southern Finland.
Checking in with red apple.
LIDL.
It's your first check in here. You earn 9 points.
So you can also play game of Foursquare, and you notice that I got some message from other application.
July 11th, 2013. Last.
I use separate speech voice because now the blind person knows who is talking. When Blindsquare is telling its own voice, and then you can have your messages coming with a different voice, and even they were merging together. It's okay for the blind people. They can listen to two people at the same time. Yes, so let's continue from that. So I built these features based on the user need. So a blind person from Mexico said, if blind person in Mexico takes iPhone out from the pocket, it's stolen. Please give me features that I can shake device when it's on my pocket and run features with that. So I did that. Then I found out that Ronja Oja, she's over there, she's actually roller skating. She learned to roller skate before she got blind, and she couldn't stop roller skating. And I read from her blog that she was lost. She didn't know where she were, and she was sitting on a bench and used Blindsquare to track down where she might be, and then found home. And when I learned that story, I built a feature called Look Around. So now you can start look around mode and just start turning your devices, and you will start hearing intersections and most popular places on that direction. So there are thousands of places around you, but the place where people have checked in lately most, I mentioned those places. So it's a look around. Simulation. Once again, from my users, I have learned that blind people might be a little shy to go some new place because they don't know if they can find places when they get there. I brought a feature called simulation. So you are at home, sitting on a sofa, you search the place, you search a restaurant, and you simulate that place. It gives a sound from Star Trek when you are moving away, and then you can start listening what's there. You can use look around. You can mark places. You can search for nearest bus stop, mark that place, add a distance alert. When you get there, you will hear when your bus stop is there. So simulation, very important feature, once again, based on user feedback. Like I said, I listen to my customers. I have this kind of votings. What would you need? I might have some ideas that I'm going to build turn-by-turn navigation. I'm going to build recording and playback route, etc. But I ask them from my customers, and that way I can really know that I'm building the right thing. And I have support for 25 languages, and they are also based on my user base. So I get messages from Poland, for example. They say, this is great, but Polish street names are really bad with English speech synthesizer. So then I ask, would you like to provide translations? And usually they do, because they want to be local heroes bringing Blindsquare to their country. 25 languages so far. And also fans, they are testing for me. I have 70 beta testers from 20 countries. And I had built a feature that when you are in a car, when you're on a bus, it mentions your current address, intersections, etc. So you can track your trip, you know where you are. And I didn't have that when you were walking. And they asked me, please give this feature when I'm walking. And I said, I can't do that because it's not safe. I don't trust that I can give exact enough information. And they kept saying, yes, you can do it. And I built a tracker that beta testers can start, and they can send their route with the information, where the GPS were, what messages were spoken, etc. Where are the intersections Blindsquare saw. And then I could check if my algorithm is good enough. And we kept using this tool for 1 month. Philip from USA did 4 walks a day, started 5 a.m. Doing the first walk. And finally we had a system that it's so good that I published it. When I published my first version, it took 3 weeks. I had 3 languages, and it was taken into use in 30 countries. And after 6 months, it was used in 50 countries, and you need to notice that I use open data, globally available, so an app store is available around the globe. So I didn't need to do much, just a good app with listening customers, they are telling the story. Go to buy this. And now, after 3 years, 25 languages, 11,000 users, and more than 100 countries. And this kind of feedback I get daily. So, guy from Canada said that this was first time in 64 years he can go out without help from others. And he said he's now getting his 6th guide dog because now he's free to go. This is amazing. I'm at the water park and your app told me where all of the attractions within the water park were relocated. So there are so crazy people that they are playing Foursquare inside water park. But it's so rich point of interest database that you can't buy that. And like I said, I don't need to do much of marketing because people are telling stories and they are writing about this app. And what's next? Coming soon. Apple Watch. Apple made it again. It's accessible, it's wearable, it's really nice user interface for checking where you are, what's the address, what's the speed, what's the GPS accuracy, and ask things like, guide me to home. And then I'm bringing it to indoors, and let's take a video. Let's take a look at the video, what we have already implemented in shopping mall Itäkeskus.
Seuraava risteys on Turunlinnantie ja Olavinlinnantie etäisyydellä 70 metriä. Lähin osoite on Tallinnan autio 4, Helsinki, 35 metriä kello 10, suuntasi on etelään. Poliisi. 70 metriä kello 1. HSL Itäkeskus bussiterminaali. 110 metriä kello 3. Itis kauppakeskuksen ovi Iirikselle. Edessä Pasaasille 2 pariovea, joista vasemmanpuoleisissa automatiikka, tuulikaapin molemmin puolin on ovet. S-Marketin risteys. Edessä Pasaasi Boulevardin suuntaan. Pasaasin liukuhihna. Hesen kulma. Pasaasin ja diagonaalin kulma. Hesen kulma. Ulos Iiriksen suuntaan. Sivukäytävä Hansasillalle ja hissille. Hansasillan alku, pääsy hissille. Hissi käytävän päässä vasemmalla 10 metrin päässä. Hissi, -2 kerros. Liukuhihna -2, megaeläin. Liukuhihna -1, Settälä. Settälä myymällä. Lidl myymällä, hissi ja liukuhihnat. Lidl kautta. Hissi, -1 kerros. Pasaasi, Hesen kulma. Ulos Iiriksen suuntaan. Edessä, liukuhihna alas kerroksiin -1 ja -2. S-Marketin risteys. Ulos Tallinnan aukiolle, josta pääsy metrolle. Ulos Tallinnan aukiolle, josta vasemmalle metrokeskustaan.
So that's how it works in ITIS, and we are ready to go in all shopping malls and building this system so that all premises can provide this kind of really rich information which developed together with blind people. So we have had a lot of walks in shopping mall and to learn what kind of messages are needed in which location, etc., and build a full engine to tap into data, not only iBeacon itself, but also your direction, your history of previous iBeacons, etc., and have that kind of rule engine that really works for blind people. It's easier for sighted, but now when we have learned how to do it for blind people, I think this is something unique. Thanks.